In our last show, we discussed the illusion of freedom, and how knowledge gives us true freedom when we know why we act. In this show we discuss the illusion of duality, and how knowledge gives us true reality by discovering the idea that objectively corresponds to our observation. The desire to know is a basic need. As a child we felt the inner harmony of the universe in our heart. We felt ourselves to be one with the world. But we lacked the clarity of that unity that thinking gives. The illusion of duality occurs when we grow up enough to have thoughts. Then the mental process splits reality into two parts, the outer perceived world, and our inner thought world. By having our own thoughts we lose our childhood unity, and become independent of the world, confronting it as an individual. Dissatisfied with this separation, we spend our life striving to regain the lost unity of our childhood.
Welcome to Philosophy of Freedom Jeopardy! Let's welcome today's contestants. A Waldorf teacher from Sonoma, California, Pat Phillips. A writer from Berkshire, United Kingdom, Anne Fernsby. A jackaroo from Dunedin, Australia, Jack Walker. And now, here is our host, YouTube sensation, Rudolf Steiner.
All our questions are from Rudolf Steiner's 1894 original and unrevised edition of The Philosophy of Freedom, translated to English in 1916 by Alfred Honel. Let's get to work, and play Philosophy of Freedom Jeopardy! Today's categories are taken from Chapter 2, entitled The Desire for Knowledge. They are duality, one-sidedness, and unity. Pat, your selection please.
Duality for 100 please.
What is the fundamental cause of the illusion of duality?
Reality appears as a duality, because of the split between the perceived world and our thought world.
Right.
Duality for 200 please.
How do we overcome the illusion of duality?
Knowledge overcomes duality by transforming the world content into our thought content.
Right.
Duality for 300 please.
The religious believer seeks knowledge in the revelations granted by God. What is a barrier to overcoming duality for the religious? Does somebody else have an answer?
Blind faith in the revelations of religion leads to a dogma of revelation. Then knowledge cannot be gained, only faith in someone or something.
Right.
Duality for 400 please.
The artist seeks to mold his ideas into his material to reconcile the separation. What is a barrier to overcoming duality for the artist?
The artist uses feeling and sensitivity to create, but without thinking, the artist may not be aware of the ideas that drive him.
Right.
Duality for 500 please.
The scientist seeks the laws of phenomena by thinking about his observations. What is a barrier to overcoming duality for the scientist?
If the scientist only believes in observing, describing, and ordering, it can lead to a dogma of experience that cannot discover important factors not yet experienced.
Right. Our remaining categories from the desire for knowledge are one-sidedness and unity.
Let's try one-sidedness for 100 Rudolf.
Knowledge overcomes duality by recognizing the connection between idea and world. Why is broad-mindedness necessary? Someone else?
A one-sided approach that directs the attention toward one side, the idea, or the other side, the perceived world, will not find the connection between them.
Right.
One-sidedness for 200 please Rudolf.
What is a barrier to overcoming duality for the materialist?
The explanations of everything, by the one-sided materialist, are limited to the physical world and its laws, so he is unable to overcome duality.
Right.
One-sidedness for 300 please.
What is a barrier to overcoming duality for the spiritualist?
The one-sided spiritualist is unable to relate his spiritual theory to the world, so is unable to overcome duality.
Right, Anne.
One-sidedness for 400 please.
What is a barrier to overcoming duality for the realist?
The one-sided realist limits himself to his own experience of the external world, so is unable to overcome duality.
Right again.
One-sidedness for 500 please.
What is a barrier to overcoming duality for the idealist?
The one-sided idealist becomes lost in his elaboration of ideas, so is unable to overcome duality.
Right. Our remaining category from the desire for knowledge is unity. Proceed, Anne.
Let's try unity for 100 please.
It's the daily double. How much would you like to wager, Anne?
1,000 please, Rudolf.
For $1,000, Anne, what is the fundamental origin of duality?
The illusion of duality is a result of a polarity of human consciousness, and nothing else.
Right. That puts you in the lead, Anne, with $2,500.
Let's try unity for 200.
We separate ourselves from nature, yet at the same time we have a feeling we belong. What does this feeling indicate? Someone else?
What we feel is the existence of something within us that also belongs to nature.
Right.
Unity for 300 please.
Where must we seek if we are to discover our connection with nature again?
We must seek out the essence of nature within us, and then we will discover our connection with it again.
Right.
Unity for 400 please.
When we observe nature, what should we be aware of?
While observing nature, become inwardly aware of something more of nature that is pressing toward manifestation.
Right.
Unity for 500 please.
And our final question is, what is the solution to the problem of duality?
Deep within, an element is discovered that belongs not only to ourself, but also to the world.
Right. It's time for Final Jeopardy. Lock in your Final Jeopardy wager now. You'll have 10 seconds to answer this question. What is the element discovered within, that belongs not only to ourself, but also to the world? Time is up. Jack, your answer is? The idea that objectively corresponds to our observation. With a wager of $1,200. You are right, that gives you $2,400. Pat? A memory picture of the observation. With a wager of 801. Not the answer we were looking for. That drops your total to 899. Anne? With no answer and a wager of 901. Your total drops to 1,599. That means Jack is our new champion. So long everyone. See you next time.